everyone. Continuing this Electric Light Orchestra weekend, today I have a song in front of me called Turned to Stone from 1977. And, well, yesterday's song, as I said yesterday, it kind of surprised me, and it's been quite a while since I experienced a song quite like that, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm incredibly curious what today's song is going to be. Lynn has called Turned to Stone one of his favorite songs, saying it's just so primary and simple, but yet very evocative. I love the shuffle beat. Okay, so another one of Lynn's favorites today. On the 4th of November 2008, Lynn was awarded a BMI Millionaire certificate for Turned to Stone for having 1 million airplays. So sounds like it's not just Lynn's favorite, but perhaps some others too. Well, speaking of favorites, if you haven't yet discovered my new channel, it's called North, and it might become another one of your favorites if you are enjoying what I do here. Different topic. It's designed as a space where we can kind of reorient ourselves according to the compass of goodness in this world, and it's a project I'm really excited about. So let me know your thoughts about that. But let's listen to this song now and see what Turned to Stone has to tell us in the music. Oh yes, I can feel that shuffle beat. Nice, yeah.
Don't shine no more, and so the songs are way down low. Turn it, a sound that flows into my mind. The echoes of the daylight, of everything that is alive. All the world. I turn to stone when you are gone. I turn to stone.
So now this is kind of fun. It does have this really clear classic shuffle beat, and that is more than just the beat. It's a real feature of the song, right? But then what we have at the beginning is not so much a feeling of somehow when the voice comes in, although I know it's a solo voice, somehow I experience it as a kind of chorus, as a kind of a whole, I guess chorus is the best word. And I think it has to do with all the instrumental background around it, which is, as Jeff said, very simple. And the beat just continues. But somehow in that simplicity, it creates a curtain, a backdrop, which feels more chorus-like than just a solo voice with instrumental accompaniment. It's really an interesting balance.
The city streets are empty now. The lights don't shine no more.
Okay, here's actually a chorus. But this... And it's also interesting to me as well, to notice the shape of the melody, which is so... I was already shaping it in my hand. It's a gradual, kind of like just coasting downhill a little bit, and then starting from a little bit higher, just coasting downhill, take a little dive. And I've talked a lot about how the shape of a phrase can shape our emotional experience of the song. And yesterday's song surprised me about how bluesy it felt in the voice part, even though there was such a rock feel and a hardness to all the music surrounding the voice. Now here, this is a kind of a shape which in music often gives us that sort of melancholy blues emotional response experience, even if it's not a blues style. But it's that kind of descent, moving down. But it's interesting to me here, it's so gradual and it's so smooth. It has kind of those overtones of something lonely, something melancholy, something moving downwards in the emotional hierarchy of say, vibrant and happy at the top and really depressed at the bottom. But at the same time, it doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel like it's just, it neither feels anchored down at the bottom, neither does it feel like it's really going way down there. It's just a slight descent. And it's such a feature of the melody that it stands out to me. And there's a kind of in my blue world, it even says, right? It even uses the word blue. It's the lively shuffle of the beat helps to keep it with a bit of positive energy. The chorus, turning. There's a sort of urgency in the voices, a kind of, maybe even a hint of stress a bit. But this descent of the phrase, it's all, what I'm saying is, well, what I'm saying is that I'm hearing in this song something which is often found in music in a different way, and then we call it counterpoint. When there are different voices contributing different stories to the music, working at the same time. Counterpoint, note against note, working against each other. This is not counterpoint in the traditional technical sense of the word, and yet there is a kind of emotional contrapuntalism here. This melody descending, the chorus and what it's doing, contributing, the rhythm and the beat and how it's contributing to the kind of, should we say, note against note conversation that is happening in the emotional department of the piece. This is an interesting design.
Everything that is alive.
And then this changes. Suddenly short phrases. It's not just the instrumental part that changes, but notice the phrases get short. Like turning.
Streets that hide away from me to everywhere they go. Will pass my door into day. In my blue world.
I guess there's such a mix of emotions in this song. Such a strong pull. Multiple strong pulls. And as I'm listening to this gradual descent, it's very well chosen for the solo voice because of what the lyrics are singing. The city streets are empty now, and so the songs are way down low. a sound that flows into my mind. Each one of those phrases is one that evokes a downwards motion. Even something that flows is something that has to travel downhill with a bit of with the help of gravity, right? The dying embers of the night still glow upon the wall so bright. The tired streets that hide away roll past my door into the day. Most of those lines have inherent within the lyrical expression something that evokes downwards motion, either emotionally or location wise. We could say elevation, responding to gravity, or roll past my door into the day. Again, there's a sense of motion which could be slowing, if it's not driven. And all of these are the lines that are being sung with this gradual downwards descent. And so not only it's the music responding to the lyrical construction, but it is also developing and pointing us towards that. Nonetheless, we are not really strongly pulled downwards to the deep depression part of the world, because there is also the counterpoint, the emotional counterpoint, contrapuntalism. And it's not just uplifting and buoyant. There are other things that are being fed into it as well. The way the voices sing this, turning. It feels almost frantic, or some kind of stress. It's not something that we can put our fingers on and say it is this, but there is a sense of unease, a sense of unsettled quality there that keeps it from settling down. And so it's not just joy and happiness bubbling up. It is kind of a lively, cheery feel overall, but there are other things that are playing into it. And it makes it, I guess the reason I'm spending so much time on this is because I still have in my mind Jeff Lynne's comment at the beginning saying it's just so primary and simple. But actually, there are many layers of material and complexity that keep it from being something that you just listen to and say, okay, I heard it once, I've heard it all. It's far more than that. Blue world. I turned to stone. The string is answering, much like the guitar usually does. Ooh, kind of almost scampering. Okay, that just put a link in my mind. Think of Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody. And think of the emotional complexity of that piece of music. Listen to this bit again. Hey. Do you hear echoes of Bohemian Rhapsody there? Do you hear echoes of Bohemian Rhapsody in this song? And it's not just that it's rapid fire, frantic, in a sort of chorus like we hear it with Queen when they sing that song, when they do Bohemian Rhapsody. But this is a similar layering and complexity and bringing in of different emotions and ideas. Not so elaborate, not so fantastic as Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody. But I hear an incredibly strong link between the two. Stylistically, emotionally, concept-wise, there's a lot going between the two of them that make me think, in a way, they're siblings. Back into this. Oh, yeah. Oh, dancing shadows. Turn it. You hear the unsettled quality.
I turn to stone, I turn to stone. You will return again someday to my blue world. I turn to stone when you were gone. I turn to stone. Turn to stone.
Oh, wow. So the more I think about this, the more strongly I feel that there are some deep links between these two songs. When was Bohemian Rhapsody released? Was that 75, 76? I think, I'll have to go check my dates again, but I think it was a couple years before 1970. I'm going to guess 1975. So if I'm right, if I've got the dates right, then I think that this is an example of how something like Bohemian Rhapsody, which, remember, was such an astonishing creation in the rock music world at that time. I think that its influence is very clearly identifiable in this song. And it makes me think that in terms of looking at the lyrics here, which are also, they're simpler, more straightforward than Bohemian Rhapsody, but I feel like it gives us permission to view them in a more symbolic or theatrical manner than we might otherwise do with Bohemian Rhapsody as context.
When you were gone, I turned to stone. Turn to stone. When you're coming home, I can't go on. Turn to stone. When you were gone, I turned to stone.
I mean, the sentiment is quite simple overall, right?
When you were gone, I turned to stone.
The sentiment is quite simple. The idea of, when you're not here, I can't even feel, like, you're so important to me. You're so much a part of my world and my existence, and you bring such light and life into my world that when you're gone, the contrast is just as if I'm stone. It's like I'm as hard and cold and unfeeling and unalive as a stone. And so the overall sentiment is quite simple and sweet, really. But when we start looking at the details of the lyrics, talking about lights don't shine no more. Empty streets. The songs are way down low. Echoes of the daylight, of everything that is alive in my blue world. And dying embers glow upon the wall so bright. Tired streets that hide away. roll past my door into the day. It's almost as if you can read a whole lot of symbolism into this, the way it dwells on shadows and light and stone and embers. And then when we get to this line here, after it talks about what I do when you're gone, this line, you will return again someday to my blue world. That's a line that really haunts me and makes me realize this is not just an expression of affection and love and attachment and importance for somebody who is perhaps, run to the store. And I feel even in that short absence, I miss them. My world is not as alive as when they're here. It's not that. It's not somebody who's gone on a short journey and is going to return. It's suggesting that this absence is much longer and perhaps even more permanent. You will return again someday to my blue world. Or it's the voice of somebody to which even a short absence feels like eternity. And they're reassuring themselves, okay, someday you'll come back, someday, but it feels like forever. You could take it either way, but I think I love this. I love the idea that my associating it with something like Bohemian Rhapsody allows it to become, I wouldn't say allows it. It has permission anyway. It doesn't have to be associated with that. But it's kind of a key that opens the door and says, hold on, there's more opportunity in here. And not just opportunity, not just permission, but more depth, more worlds in here that we might have missed otherwise. Listen to it, those strings just fly. There is still a kind of hopefulness, a vibrancy. And we're really leaning into perhaps the comfort of this hopeful thought. Even as I feel myself turning to stone, I am comforting myself with it. You will return again someday. Instrumentally. I think it's deceptive in its simplicity. It is quite repetitive, isn't it? Lyrically quite repetitive. Musically, pretty straightforward. But even within all of that, this contrapuntal element of the emotional material that is being brought to the table and how each one plays off the other really strengthens the song deeply and makes it more complex than its basic formal construct would give us to think. So another really great piece of music from Electric Light Orchestra, Turn to Stone. My first time hearing it, and I am going to be returning to this in my own listening because I'm curious to explore these ideas and see really where this song settles in me, and how this complex mix of suggestions and feelings coalesces. And sometimes with music it takes a while for us for a person to really understand where it fits in their own experience. Sometimes it never quite fits, and that's okay. But the wonderful thing is it's there and it's open and it's asking us to try it on, try it out, live with it a bit. And I'm excited to be doing that with this song and see, how do I settle? Because yes, you can listen to this just as a simple, fun, lively, satisfying piece of music. But I believe that there is a good bit more to that, all laid out in front of us, and we can explore it as such. And I'm really curious about your thoughts as you listen to this, and I'd love to hear how you experience this piece of music. So, an incredibly rewarding weekend with Electric Light Orchestra. I've enjoyed it. I'm sure I will return to them again sometime down the road, and I'm looking forward to what comes next. I'll see you soon.